I'm making baked Woof Pupsicles for the Woof Pupsicle treat object. Okay, so these are the ingredients that you need. First, you have to have dogs that absolutely know and love it. They know. They're used to this stuff. Look at them. Okay. So this is what they look like as a finished product, and you can just keep them in a bag. I normally keep them for like, make a batch that lasts a week. And they're pretty good. So you plop it into the Woof container. And then you just get the groove to where it would go in. And you screw it in. They fit perfectly, so they screwed in just nice. And you can see they really don't want. So in order for me to continue this video, I think I have to actually make them. Sorry. Okay, they're fighting over everybody's because someone wants to have them all. Okay. Ollie, you have to share it. Okay, I had to stop the argument. But they're... While you get everything ready, turn your oven to 350. You're going to need canned pumpkin puree, not the stuff you make pies with, the basics pumpkin can stuff, and then one egg, unsweetened applesauce, and it will last you, a few batches. Peanut butter. I didn't notice anything different between natural and regular, and this is BOGO, and actually the calories were less than the other stuff. Whatever you want to do for your dog, but I just got that. They love it. And then you can get Arrowhead Mills, oat flour or any kind of oat flour, or you can make it your own by grinding it in a grinder, but I'm kind of lazy and it's a busy week. So I got the this kind, which is good. It was more expensive in the local store. So then I love Bob's Red Mill products. So I was able to get a huge box for way less than buying it by package at my local store. So that was on Amazon. A bowl, a mixing tool, and then your pan. Sorry about the pan, it's been used a lot. And also the Pupsicle thing is actually really nifty to use because it gives you that, it gives you that perfect round, or it gives you that proportion that you need, that fits perfectly into the thing. You don't want to be like breaking them apart, because I fill it to where it's just flush, and then I take it out and roll it, and then I bake them. For this batch, for the small Pupsicle, I just use I don't even use the whole thing for the baking powder, just a little eighth or a pinch of it basically. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to tell you what you want to do first is to mix all the liquid ingredients. I use all these ingredients to make it. A 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree, so I'm going to get that ready and dump it in. So a 1/4 cup of that. And then I just take a dollop of the applesauce, and then a dollop of the Peter Pan. I don't really use a measuring spoon, I just kind of use the spoon here, just to give it some flavor. And not make it too wet. You don't want to make it really wet. You'll put a lot more oat flour in if you do. So just like a dollop. So like this. This is a tablespoon. So just enough to give it some flavor. This is what it looks like so far. Then you'll take your last ingredient, which is the egg. Now there's egg substitutes if your dog's allergic to egg, but mine aren't, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use an egg. Mix all these wet ingredients together until it looks thoroughly mixed. Thoroughly mixed. The next thing you want to do is to add your baking powder, just a little smidge, like maybe an eighth. So like half of your 1/4 teaspoon, just a little smidge. Smidge. Put it in there and then mix that too. And now the next thing is tricky, because last batch I had to use 2 cups. It depends on how much liquid stuff you have put in here. But I do it as 1/3 at a time. I'll put the oat flour in, and it needs to be almost like you're making bread, if you've ever made bread before, where it's pliable and shapeable and not sticky. Okay, and we're going to get that by doing a little bit at a time and mixing. Okay, so I'm going to dump that in, and then we'll mix it. Mix it until it's fully in. It takes a little while, and after we mix it in, we'll analyze it. That's just 1/3 so far. This is the consistency that you don't want. You want to keep putting more in, so I'm going to put another 1/3 in. We are getting there, but we still need another 1/3. So I've put 2 in so far. I'm going to put another 1/3 to make a full cup coming up. We are almost there with a full cup, but I think it needs another cup. Or not another cup, but another 1/3, because it's still sticky to my fingers, and that's not what I want right now. Just a little bit less sticky. It really depends on how much wet you put in here, how much flour you use. So I can't tell you specifically to put this much in, because your dollops and things like that could have been could have been more. So I always recommend doing 1/3 at a time. This is sticking to my fingers. I had to go wash my fingers, see? And you don't want that. You want it to be a little bit drier. Again, like soda bread, if you've ever made Irish soda bread. Okay, so I'm just gonna put another 1/3, maybe a little bit less than 1/3 in to see what happens. Okay, I put a full cup and maybe a 1/4 because it did not absorb the whole 1/3 that I put in there. And this is perfect. It's kind of like almost like you're making pasta or some kind of bread where you don't want it, where it no longer sticks to the bowl. If you're using a mixer, that's a nice way to do it too. I could have used my mixer, and once it stops sticking to the bowl on the sides, then that's when you know it's ready. Okay, this way it gives it a nice hardness to it, and it's not not breaking apart when they eat it. Not as easily, basically. Mine take about, we can watch pretty much almost half a movie by the time they're done with it. It really keeps them busy. But I have small dogs. So what you're going to do is to take your mold maker, and you're going to put enough in it to come flush and scrape off any excess and make your molds by taking little pieces of this. Like Play-Doh, you just kind of mold it in, and I really do push it in a lot. And that's it. That's what basically it is. It's kind of Play-Doh, and then you're going to pop it out. Okay, see your ball? Now you could just cook them like that if you want to. I round them more to make balls. So I'll show you. There's the ball, and then you just put it on the pan, ready to go. I'll keep doing this until I fill it out, and we'll see how much I got from this batch. Also, if you feel like they're too dry, like you feel like they're cracking, you can always just take it and dip it in a little bit of water right here, and then reshape it. That gives it, well, if it cracks, you definitely don't want it to put it on the pan. So you want to just dip it a little bit in the water and roll it. So I have 3 dogs. I had to use a little bit of water. If you put it too dry, that's just a way to just dip it in and roll, but I didn't have to do that last time. So it's just kind of eyeballing and knowing how much dry to put in. But it's very easy to fix. So I have 3 dogs, and I have basically 5 nights of these Pupsicles. And they like them. It's not, 2 of the dogs don't like frozen stuff. 1 dog likes ice. This one loves ice. And they pretty much last. Let's see how you guys did on your Pupsicles, because they were busy the whole time. He's still working on his. And the other 2 may have given up because they knew I was in the kitchen. But he's still working on his. So it takes him a good time to go through that ball. This one's completely empty. And this one. So 2 of the 3 dogs finished theirs in like 20 minutes, but the other one did not. So it all depends, but they do last a bit for my house. Okay. Last but not least, you're going to bake them. I start with 30 minutes. It depends on your oven. And then once you've done that, you can check them at 30 minutes to see if they look done or if they need 5 or 10 minutes more. But again, that's going to depend on your oven. I'll do 30 and I'll look at mine as well because each batch is different. So hope you'll enjoy them. We like them a lot better than freezing our treats. These last, they keep them busy. I think I was probably more than 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes doing this video. I just pause a lot and prepare and get everything ready. So they were kept busy for a long time versus what you just saw in this 3-minute video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.